Andy Frisella has one of the most popular entrepreneur podcasts in the world, the Real AF Podcast. I went to TikTok to see what kind of clips he posts on the platform, but he hasn't posted a single TikTok video since December of 2023. He also hasn't posted anything new on Instagram since 2019. So I thought it would be cool if we made a clip for one of the latest episodes of the Real AF Podcast for Andy. So I uploaded one of Andy's latest episodes into Minvo here, and I already started going through the clips, and I found this clip here that I want to actually edit. Now, I like this clip overall, but I don't think it has a good enough hook to start this out for social media. So I'm going to come in here and I'm going to click Extend Trim. Essentially what this allows us to do is adjust our starting and end points for this clip. So I'm actually going to start with here where he says there's this thing called the Dunning-Kruger effect, and then he gets into it. And then if we get to the end of the clip, the last thing in this clip right now says, so these are all real things. I honestly think that we could probably end this clip here where he says what you did to get to the place in the first place. And we're going to set that as our endpoint and click continue. Okay, so now you can see our clip starts with, there's this thing called the Dunning-Kruger effect. Perfect. So that's exactly what we want. Now, the next thing we want to do is format this for social media. Right now, we have the horizontal view in a vertical frame. We like the vertical frame. We want to keep that for social, but we definitely want to make this not a horizontal video. So we're going to come down into the timeline here and we're going to click Magic Frame. And this is essentially going to take that horizontal video and it's going to fit it to that vertical frame that we already have set up. Okay, so now we have our video is all framed up. It's looking good. Now, I really like having a title in here, but I definitely don't care for the title that we have. It's not catchy enough. Anyone coming in just swiping onto this video that sees this probably isn't going to care that much. So we're going to come in and we're just going to see what AI can do for us first. So we're going to click Generate with AI. And we have a couple different options. We can have engaging question, a funny question. Maybe let's try shocking title and see what comes up. So I don't hate that, but I really only like this back part of it. Success, humility, and learning. I'm going to copy that and we're going to try another one here. Let's try simple title. Okay, Dunning-Kruger effect from success to humility. I kind of like that. We might change it, but I kind of like it for right now. So we'll click back onto that title. Now for Andy Frisella's brand colors, he's very red, white, and black. So I'm going to change the color of the background. I'm going to make this black and I'm going to change the text to red. Let's see how that looks. I think the white and the red kind of pop a little bit more. And one thing I almost forgot. So we're going to turn on the safe zones. So we're going to turn on TikTok safe zone. So now we have these different little icon bubbles that you can see on the screen. This is making sure that none of our elements get covered up by the different elements on this page, like the description of the video or the follow icons, the profile, the comments, all that kind of stuff. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do, this clip, it's 1:04. I'd like to get this down to under a minute if we can. So I'm going to go back through the transcript here and I'm going to pull out anything that I don't think is necessary or really needed for this clip specifically. Okay, so after going through and trimming up just a few pieces, there's not that much that I really want to take out of this. We did get the clip down to a minute here. I was just scrubbing through the timeline and I did notice there are some gaps in here, silences that could be removed. So I have this one here that seems a little excessive, don't really need it. So I just right click, hit delete, do the same thing here, delete. And now we are under that minute mark, just barely, but we got under it. So now our clip is cut, it's edited. Now I think I want to jazz this video up just a little bit. I think first of all, I want to take these captions. I want to match what we had in the title. So for the active word, I'm actually going to make this red. I think this pops a little bit more. It matches the brand color. And I'm not crazy about this animation that we have on here right now. Primarily this diagonal float. I think maybe if we're going to do any kind of animation while the video is going, we can do this rotate. And essentially all this does is move the clip around and we can take a look at this.
And has moderate success instantly. They have an inflated sense of what they actually know.
I like that better. For some reason, the rigidness of that and the text moving, to me, it just seems to fit Andy Frisella better than the text just kind of free floating around the page like that. I do really like the pop of the text though, so I think we are going to leave that. Okay, so what next? So I've actually been playing around a lot with the background music for the clips that I'm creating, and I really do like the effect that it gives the overall video and the feel, the emotion that it gives to the clip that we're creating. So I think we should add background music to this clip as well. Coming over to the side, we're going to click on audio. Over in Upbeat, there are these inspirational ones, and I really like this inspirational 4. I feel like it gives kind of like a build up for the clip as it is progressing. So we're going to choose that one, and we'll see how this clip sounds with that music after we've finished and exported this video here. Okay, so now the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to click on this magic emoji, and we're going to have the emojis pop right above the captions here. And with a lot of these AI features and settings, sometimes I like to just turn them on, see what happens, see if I like it, if I can make some minor tweaks to it, and if I don't like it, we can always get rid of it. So I really don't see any harm in turning it on just to see what happens. Maybe you end up finding something that you really like, or it brings up another idea of something else that you could do. So I really like just turning these all on because why not? It's as easy as clicking a button to turn them on, and it's as easy as clicking a button to get rid of them all. Okay, so I actually like the emojis in this clip. I think we'll leave them in here. The last thing I want to do here, and usually the last thing I do with all of the videos, is try out some Magic Media B-roll in here. So we're going to click Magic Media, and I'm a big fan of the AI generated images specifically. We could do other stock images as well, but I like what AI comes up with, so we're going to click Activate Magic Media. Okay, so Magic Media went in and added just this one image, which I think is actually very fitting. But I think I'm going to go back through and I'm going to manually insert some AI generated images in here as well that just kind of carry along the story a little bit better, and just so it's not Andy talking the entire time. I think it'll keep the video a little bit more interesting and ultimately create a better clip for us. Okay, so I added in some additional B-roll. I think our clip is looking pretty good. So let's take a look at the finished video.
And there's this thing called the Dunning-Kruger effect. And basically what the Dunning-Kruger effect says is that someone who starts out and has moderate success instantly, they have an inflated sense of what they actually know. They think that they are the shit. They think that the reason they're winning is because they are the shit and nobody else is the shit. And what happens is they find out real soon that that's not actually the case. Okay, the actual case is you did some basic things that produced a little bit of success, and you have a lifetime of learning to still go through. And how this happens is someone has some success and then they lose it, and then they come back down the Dunning-Kruger curve and end up at the bottom, and now you're in a position of humility. Now you're saying, all right, what did I do to fuck up? How can I get back to going? And it almost takes that desperation of losing to that level to create the humbleness needed to recognize that you need to go back to the basics of what you did to get to the place in the first place.
So you guys have been really enjoying these videos where we're building clips together and recreating other podcast clips. So if there are any podcasts that you want to see us make clips for, or if there's a podcast clip that you really like and you want us to remake it here on the channel, drop the name of the podcast and episode or a link to that episode down in the comments below, and we'll create it or remake it here on the channel. And if you're not already, make sure you subscribe to this channel for more videos just like this.